What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 169. Got a bunch of Doge bags in the Tangerine Tyrant. Coming up, motherfuckers.
You notice how now I always give you your pause for you to do your
I know,
thing?
and I don't need the pause anymore because I don't clip
You
it.
didn't give me the pause.
The pause was so that I had a stop moment, so then I could put music in, and then we stopped putting music in.
Like
and
a
so now the
toxic old wife. I'm like, nope, you'll always get your pause. No,
Yep.
you'll always get your pause. Don't worry, I'll make sure to pause for you.
Yeah,
Babe, you don't need to. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. I don't mind. I'll give you your fucking pause, all right? I don't want to talk about it. Don't ruin this vacation. Don't
like,
you ruin it for them.
15 years earlier, you asked for a pause, and it was a problem, and then
Don't you ruin it for them. Don't you ruin it. Not again. Absolutely not. I'm not doing this. Okay, kids, let's go. Oh my God, the zoo's great.
Dude, this impression is highly specific.
I can
who
do.
Who are you channeling here? Who are you channeling?
I learned.
Who hurt you, Joseph?
Oh man, where do we start? Well, I was born in have to be the first family that denied my adoption because I came out half black, half white, and not half white, half Asian like they were told whenever my mom was pregnant. That's actually a true story. My dad told me that shit way later, and he was like, nah, bro, this family was lined up to adopt you. Because for the listeners, totally adopted if you haven't picked up on it. It's 2025, get over it if you don't like adoption.
Get over it.
There's some people that are weird, or they're like, oh, wow. I'm like,
Is
where?
adoption a futuristic modern thing?
I don't know. Or
I feel like it's outdated.
I feel like when a Lewis and Clark of black, a black boy adopted by a rich white family though.
Well, do you wish
I was
that,
a pioneer? You know what I'm saying?
If
Lewis
you could
and
do
Clark.
it all over again, would you prefer it was Matt Gaetz that adopted you?
Probably not, because no one would know where I am or what.
He was just on Bill Maher's podcast, and Bill Maher didn't know anything about if he had kids or not, and he's like, "You have kids?" And he goes, I sort of have an adopted son. That's what he said. Sort of have an adopted son. I was like, oh man,
That's weird. But no. So my birth mom was 8th grade, 13, and when she got pregnant,
she was in 8th grade.
Yeah, she was in 8th grade, and she was 13 years old whenever I was conceived. However that came to be. But then I was put up. Some questions are better left unanswered. And whenever the more I got into it,
I know my parents that I don't ask them how I was conceived.
Well, just on here's the cast, you're like, whoa, this is gonna be a fucked up movie. This is like Juno, and not as funny. But then I was never
Juno funny.
I mean, I guess it's supposed to be. I don't know. But
getting the girls pregnant like Juno, rhymes hit fat like a sumo.
She got pregnant with me, and there was a family lined up to adopt me before I was born. So it was like, oh yeah, we want this baby. And she was like, oh, his dad's Laotian. So my white mom was lying and said that my dad was Asian the whole entire time. She was like, yeah,
not even Asian, but
well, she tried to pick
one of the islands that we carpet bombed.
But she's trying to pick they got a little tan to him. Asian. She's trying to pick a light skin Asian. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to go Blasian. She's trying to be maybe 3 generations back there was a black guy, but right now there's none. Well, I was born.
I used to say that Blasian probably is the hottest person on earth. Is probably Blasian, but I actually probably think they're Indian. From India. Just if you think about India has the most populated country on earth. And just the mix and where it's located, whoever the hottest person on earth is, I bet they're Indian.
They're probably on.
They were probably geography.
Probably from Pangea, dog. It was a mix of all of them. But
dude, where's Pangea located, man? It's where India is.
Everywhere, dog.
That's true.
But no. So lined up to adopt me. And then I was born, and they were like, "We're good." And they walked.
Oh, and what race was the family?
White.
And they wanted a half Asian.
Yeah.
They want to get those SAT scores up, or what?
No, dude. You know, they're in the bad side of Memphis, looking around, poking around. Well, that's where I was born. So then they walked away, and that's when my parents were on the list like 3 years previous. Be like, we want a mixed boy. They were like, you can like
That's
fill
what
out.
they were asking.
Kind of like, you know, will they ask you questions?
What?
Hold on.
You're like a designer, baby.
They ask you questions where it's like, would you ever be open to adopting a kid with a mental or physical disability? Would you ever be? It's like, how open are you to
Okay,
adoption?
I get how open, but like as opposed to
Normally,
they're out here requesting.
This is why this is
Barack
why
Obama's.
But this is why gay people, gay married couples who adopt, say they like. This is like the thing is they want to raise a child, so they will adopt a child. They don't have like designer baby preferences, but it was like you would be open to adopting like a boy of mixed descent. Then there was like, we got this kid, he's like a month old.
Basically, that question is actually asking, are you racist? And
Yeah.
do we need to leave certain people off this list?
And if not, and if so, are you so racist you couldn't adopt a kid of another race? But then
I would think that like if you're just a little bit racist, you couldn't do that, right?
I don't know, man. I mean,
What?
I grew
I'm
up
a little bit racist, but I'm going to adopt a child from that race.
Have you seen Blindside? Come on, dude. Obviously, Sandra Bullock was so racist.
Dude, why are you coming out? Dude.
that was a
And
good.
it turns out that lady was fucking him over, like
was
stealing his money the whole time.
Yeah, and like some weird conservatorship.
Oh,
So
the White Knight.
The way I view it is, without somebody's racial ignorance and stupidity, we wouldn't even be doing this podcast, because somebody was lined up to take me like the day I was born, adopt me, and then they backed out. So then it was like, what were we gonna do with this kid? And
What are you trying to say, that like
John Winthrop.
I wouldn't hang out with you if you were half Asian.
Yeah, if I was half Asian, we wouldn't be friends, man.
Yeah,
we wouldn't know each other.
Yes, we would.
How?
Are you kidding me? It's destiny, homie. We're soulmates.
Maybe that's the black soul and not the Asian soul.
That's right.
See, you don't know.
Soul food.
Yeah, you don't know. We have no idea. Well, we have some people say.
People are saying.
But
I didn't know there was any Asians in Memphis, to be honest.
No, that's why they were like, "What? Really? That's rare." Like, "Oh my god, this is incredible. This is like a white Lambo with
And
white
he's like,
leather."
God damn it, Aaron! I knew this was too good to be true.
Should have checked the Carfax.
Told you we should have stayed in Nashville.
But I think they're from Cordova.
Chattanooga.
Cordova, I want to say, which is like the other side, like the German town side, because there's a German.
I'm starting to impress myself with how many Tennessee cities I know. I didn't realize.
Yeah, but how are you, man? How's life?
Life is good. Life is good. Joseph and I are Philadelphia Eagles fans, and they won the motherfucking big game. Can I say Super Bowl on here? I know a lot of people
don't care.
Yeah, I don't care, because we're not. I mean, fuck them. But
No, I'm saying they probably don't. But yeah.
No, I don't know. NFL's pretty litigious, dude. Like Kevin Hart's doing commercials talking about the big game, won't even utter the word Super Bowl because he doesn't want to get sued. I think if we got sued by the NFL, it might be the best thing that ever happened to the podcast, other than when I beat the shit out of Joe Rogan in a cage match.
Well, that's it. That's the terms. Like, look, you sue us. All right, we'll settle this. Trial by combat. You
put it on ESPN Plus.
Yep.
Which is UFC shit.
Yep. And then you say like, Jay Huggs gets to pick the combatants, and I'm gonna pick you and Joey Bag of Donuts. I'm gonna set it up to where that I'm gonna create that's happening. I'm setting it up.
Okay, hold on. I just want to clarify a couple things.
Some Obi-Wan shit.
Is it elderly abuse when I whoop his ass? Because I know he's getting up there in age. And also, is it a hate crime because I'm beating up a bald dude who can't grow hair?
I think you're clear on both, because he had hair at one point, so we know he did. So, it's not like that's just like age. That's like, he's bald now. But I don't think that, but we've seen him with hair. So, and I think that he's been without hair for so long. The logo on the podcast and whatnot with his big ass bald head. Like, I don't think really he could be like, hey, they're highlighting
Discriminating.
discriminating against my bald head, the judge would be like, well, you're putting it the fuck out there every 2 seconds, dude. What do you expect?
Yeah.
You got that shiny dome. Someone's bound to swing on it.
Yep.
Especially if they're taking all the supplements that you're telling them to take, and like all these
God.
and the weird shit that you're telling them to do. Like, don't put onions in your socks and go to sleep. You're supposed to put an shallot in your butt and then stay awake for 24 hours, and that's how you get rid of gout. You're like, that's not true.
No, that's how you get rid of syphilis.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry. See, and if being a part of that was offensive. I was gonna say, if I understood that better as a member of the black community, we would have been beating that a long time ago. It's dang it. Okay,
Some
you're
people
right.
say that like Trump's acting like he's got late stage syphilis. Like, apparently, like you go like psychotic if you don't treat syphilis.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that the chances of that being the case with all of the physicals and stuff that he goes through just to be president.
Are you fucking kidding me? His doctor's like, he's the healthiest person.
Well,
I've ever
obviously
seen
going
in
to
my
say
life.
that, but if he walked in there,
what do you mean obviously, no other doctor of any other president would ever say
well, I'm saying
anything like
obviously they're going to bullshit. But what I am saying is, in that moment, bullshit or not, he walks in here and he's going to be like, Mr. President, you've totally got syphilis. We need to like do something about that.
I'm sure multiple doctors have told him that.
I don't know if they can really like. I don't know if you can refuse that. Like, I don't know how
What do you mean? What, you can't be president if you have if you secretly have syphilis?
But you could say like to be like, no thanks. I think that's like I don't know how they'd.
No thanks. What? Oh, like a treatment?
Yeah, like nah, I'm good. I'll pass. Thanks though. And then he like walks out. I don't know how that would.
Dude, people are passing on the vaccine, and Trump was trying to pass it. Well, he actually got it, but acting like he's passing on the vaccine that he fucking launched.
That's true, maybe.
So
RFK's like, you don't have to do anything about
like, exactly. Like RFK definitely passed up on the syphilis medication, dude. That's how he got the worm eating his brain, dude. Came from his syphilis dick.
Maybe.
Or the dead bear that he was gonna eat, and he put it like in the back of his car.
Yeah, I think it just came from like undercooked pork. That's how you get them most of the time. I asked someone, I was like, "That possible?" Like, yeah. They're like, it's normally from like bad or undercooked pork is how you can get this. So they say pork is dirty.
Yeah. That's right, dude. Nation of Islam, assalamu alaikum. I don't eat that pork. Dirty. Pig's a filthy animal.
All right. Big news. We're in underwriting, but I found a house. Last Wednesday, I went and looked at 12 houses in the span of a day. It's a lot, but found one. It's the first day it was on the market. Nobody had seen it. Nobody, because they like that afternoon. It was like, oh yeah, you can go in now, and so we went in and checked it out. Super, super great. Huge backyard. It's going to need some work in the backyard, but it's fucking massive. And
where is it at?
basically like all new everything. Like the mid-cities area, HEB-ish kind of. So, still close to where like, in between.
Hearst, Euless, Bedford?
Well, no, the grocery store, dog. I'm telling you, I'm renting out a back space in the back dock at the grocery
just
store.
for the audience. It's like
They gave me a little shipping container. We're going to be out there. But no.
Is that what they call the mid cities?
Yeah, it's like in the middle of
Smaller
everything.
cities.
Yeah, and it's like
Dallas.
yeah, like it's like the small middle cities in between. So got it out there, knew fucking everything. Gave them less than asking, and they approved it. Like I saw it Wednesday, put in my offer first thing Thursday morning to like, because I knew it was one of these places where you walk in it and you're like, this place is how much? And it's like, oh, somebody's gonna see this tomorrow and take it. Like if they're looking at all the houses I looked at today, because I went on Wednesday, which is like the middle of the week, everyone's got shit to do. But everybody really goes like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when they go to like open houses and stuff. So I saw this thing before its open house, put in an offer. The next day they accepted it within an hour. And then I got an inspection done, nothing major, and the things that were fucked up. These people are chill as shit, man. Like the things that were messed up, the water heater was shot. And it was old as fuck. But I mean, like the floors, appliances, lights, doors, like everything in this house has been fucking replaced because the guy, it's like some contractor family guy, and he buys these homes, takes out a loan, fixes it up, and sells it. Bruh, shit's hooked up for solar, comes with solar panels, like 10 grand worth of solar panels because they put a brand new roof on. They had to take them down. And he was like, I was going to see whoever bought this house, if they wanted them, you need to pay to get them reinstalled on your new roof. But if you don't, I don't want to move them, and I don't have the setup as this house does. So I'll just give them to you. And if you can sell them and get rid of it, go for it. And I was pulling them up, just looking at them. Hella expensive. Obviously, I'm not going to get full market value for them, but I got 10 huge fuck off free solar panels that for like $400 I could mount on my brand new fucking roof and soak up that Texas sun, baby. You know what I'm saying?
So how many rooms are we talking?
3 bed, 2 bath. So it's not massive, but it's good, and it's on a lot that's a little bit more than a quarter of an acre. No HOA. Pretty close.
The price?
No, that's no one's business. But let's just say I came.
The only reason why I asked because I just want the California listeners to just hear that number, compare like what you can get out there versus out here.
Oh, I would be in some shitty. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's.
I know it's gotten more expensive, but
it's under. It's under where my. It's under. It's significantly under what I qualify for, which I like. Because when I was talking to my inspector, it's like I need to put a privacy fence up, but it's already. He's like, it's got a lifetime warranty on the fucking foundation. It's got all this stuff where it's all hooked up for gas, so it can be gas stove, gas water, gas furnace, which is much better. So I really need to put up a fence, replace the windows, do some other stuff. But I mean, if I replace all the windows, make them energy efficient, put in a privacy fence. I asked the guy, if I put 20 grand, 30 grand into this house in the appropriate spots that we talked about during the inspection, do you think I'd get like 80K or more in equity in the house? Like, would it improve the property value by that much? And he was like, oh, like, yeah, on the low end. Like, this house it's literally like if someone took an older house and was redoing it. New hardwood floors, countertops, bathrooms, tiles, toilets. I'm telling you, now I have a new water heater. The AC unit's not that old.
I thought Joe Biden took all your gas stoves in Texas.
Nah, man, not in Texas.
He didn't do that?
Nah, man, Greg old Hot Wheels, man. He put a roadblock up. He just went east and west instead of north and south and blocked Biden at the border, you know what I'm saying, right outside Choctaw Casino, and let him know, don't tread on me, dude. Don't you do it? I'll tread on your orthopedic shoes, dude. I'll tread on your fucking
on your have any tread on your fucking
on your keds, bro. I'll crush your keds. But no, I mean it's like the inside of the house. I'll send you the listing and stuff later. You can check it out. But like it's a older house that's almost up to brand new housing specs. It just needs a couple things that are small, and then it's like, I mean, it's fucking awesome. And for what I want to use it for is like an investment property later. I might not live in it for forever, but I'm definitely not going to sell it. My goal is to pay it off in like 8 years. So if I can try to pay it off in 8 to 10 years, that'd be sick. And it'll be worth more for sure. In a year, it'll be worth more.
I mean, whether you live there or not, it's an investment property.
For sure.
It's just going to go up.
And I was thinking with how things are right now, the volatility in a lot of the markets, things are up and down. Every time someone farts, it becomes like a Ice Spice fart meme coin. You think you're the shit? You don't even have the fart coin.
Bro, why'd you look? Why?
Well, you think you're the shit? You're not even a fart. That's that Ice Spice song, which talks about farts. I don't know. All of her songs are about like butts and farts.
No, I'm just saying,
But
maybe not before the Christ coin launch. Do we need to sully the whole market?
Well, I'm just saying, for me, it's almost a better investment if I put my money into that and grow it with equity, and then pay down and just try to pay it off quick and save money and interest long term. It's almost a better investment. When I was like talking to my dad, the numbers man, he's like you just have to view it as like, if you pay down the principal on that thing, and you do that over a period of time, he's like, you're getting like a return on whatever your investment percent or your interest percentage is. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm viewing it as a way to like move some money from my savings into something that'll grow and that is kind of protected from a lot of the crazy shit that's going on right now. Not that you shouldn't go buy Christ coin, but I'm just saying there's some, it's just hyper volatile, and I don't know what the housing market's going to be like in the next year. So
It doesn't matter. Okay, if you bought an index fund in the stock market and held on to it for 15 years, nobody who's ever done that in the history of this country has ever lost money. And if you buy a house and hold on to it for 15 years, nobody's ever fucking lost money.
No.
Unless you're in like Detroit.
But what I'm saying is, with where interest rates are right now and where things are, and with the increase, some of the prices are, some of them are, but in this area, this close to the airport, it's like, they're talking about legalizing gambling and doing all sorts of wild shit in Dallas. Or I'm like, look, that interest rate could jump, because I think 6 is really good right now, but it could jump. I mean, 6 isn't terrible, but it could jump to
no, 6 is for right now.
Yeah,
I mean, like if you're in the market to get a mortgage, yes, right now. But there was like a time where the shit was like fucking 0.
But that doesn't mean I can't refinance for something better. But in a year it could be 8%. Who knows?
You know what's better? 0, because you paid it off.
Well, for sure. That's where if you pay it off, that's why I'm viewing it as like, if I take chunks of what I have from some of my stuff and pay it down a certain amount on principal every year, if I refinance in 5 years and do that for 5 years, if I throw $10K at it every year, then that would be $50K off the principal right off the bat before I refinance. I could in 5 years wind up with like a $700 mortgage payment. That's how these motherfuckers wind up with that. So I'm just trying to set myself up. I'm literally signing a contract to buy this thing, and I'm trying to chart out my way to pay it off as soon as fucking possible. Because it's a big bill, and I don't like owing people money. I'm like, oh, yeah. Damn, it's more than I have saved, but I'm in good shape. So it's like,
yeah, no,
it's
like
it's the right time.
Type of purchase. Yeah, nobody buys a house with in cash unless they're in LA.
Yeah, but I mean, it was nice whenever I was going through the process, because I mean that's my interest. Mine's gonna be mine's 6%. So
that shit was like 7.5 like 10 months ago if you were buying. I guarantee it.
So it's great that's where I'm coming in with that. And he's like, for a first time home buyer, like on your solo dude out there buying a house on your own, you're in fantastic shape. He's like, most first time home buyers aren't. Now this is my finance guy, like the mortgage company. He's like, you're in great shape. So the underwriting right now, when I'm talking to my realtor, he's like, well, we're just waiting because you came in under budget, which you're already pre-approved for. So that's also why they jumped on it. But I got them to fix and replace a brand new water heater that was busted, go up in size on the water heater that was busted. So and do all the work, because he's like, well, I can just fix it. And there was some issues. There's a wood burning fireplace that had a crack in it. And he's like, look, I'm not going to fix the bricks on the top, but technically not safe. I'm doing all.
No shit.
He's like, me and my company are doing all this work. We're gonna. So hold on. He's like, so don't need to get a quote and have somebody fix it. They're redoing the inside of this whole entire fireplace for free. So it's 2 things that were gonna cost me probably somewhere between like 8 and 10 grand, something like that, depending on like with the cracks in the mortar, having to redo the whole entire chimney upside, and you're getting that in closing credits. He was like, I'll just do that, and we just leave the asking price the same. He's like, because I took less than what I asked for, and you're the first offer, and we took it, but I'll do all this work and fix it. So now I don't just have to put in a fence, and I'm going to replace all the windows. And bro, I mean, right there alone, I mean, it's nice. I'll send you pics, man. I'll show it to you. I'm super pumped. I mean, for me, I know I'm rambling about it.
Congratulations.
I know I'm rambling about it, but I mean, up here on my wall above my computer is a check I got from Denton County Jail when I got arrested, and I got arrested with 82 cents in my pocket and just paid rent and had to sell my truck to pay rent to Felix the cat and the boys. And that was the beginning of like a real like hard ass fucking time, and that's after living in my car and all of that shit. So to be out there, to sit down with some dude I've never met, and he's digging through all of my shit and looking at everything I've got, and he's just like, dude, you're fucking killing this shit. And to find the house I want in a day, get it approved, getting all this stuff, it's been a surreal like 2 weeks for me, because it's kind of forced me to stop, which I don't really do very often. And I've had to assess where I'm at in life to make this purchase, because that's kind of part of the fucking purchase, I guess. For them, like on paper, they're looked like, are you fucking good for a $500,000 loan? Can you afford that over 30 years? Do we believe that you can pay that or not, right? That's kind of what it comes off as. So to go through that and it be so easy, so simple, made me kind of like proud of myself. I know that sounds really goofy, but
no, it doesn't, bro. Like, you're supposed
it does.
to.
I know.
Like, you have to like feel like grateful and be proud of yourself. Like, you got to be your own best friend. Like, if you're not proud of yourself, who the fuck's gonna be? And
no, true. And
like this.
And I am. I guess it's like I said, I don't stop very often, and I haven't since those days, because I was like, I have to work my ass off to get out of this and drop the insecurities I have with being where we're from and the people we grew up around, and just, what we're all used to, and being like, oh man, I am a fucking struggle right now, and I gotta like figure my shit out so that I can, just like not feel like people who didn't think I could do things were right about me. I'd rather them feel wrong about me. So to be reaching this point and it being very simple and effortless, yeah, it's made me proud of myself. It's made me reflect a lot and be very nostalgic over terrible times and hard times. Be it, people we grew up with, like doing drugs and ODing and watching all this crazy shit and just staying away from it because I'm trying to wait tables and not get caught up in some stupid shit because I can't afford to, like, it's just been a trip, man. It's been pretty crazy. So I'm fucking stoked, honestly. And to get a house is fucking cool. And it's becoming a rarity.
I can't wait to garage hop your ass, dude.
It's becoming a rarity. A 2-car garage, baby. What's up?
You better put a fridge in there so I can rob it. I don't even drink anymore. I'm gonna rob it.
That's fine. I'll just put some frescoes out there for you. Be like, damn it, he stole the wild cherry. He stole my what is it? Clearly Canadian. You stole all my Clearly Canadian, which is fire, by the way. Shout out.
I forget if I told the story where I was an adult at my parents' house out here in California, and but I wasn't 21, so like 19 or 20, and I went garage hopping in their like tiny little like cul-de-sac of a neighborhood, gated, and dude came up hard on a 12-pack. Got home, I was so stoked. Ginger beer. I didn't even know. I've never even heard of ginger beer.
Ginger beer is good, though. That person was probably laughing their ass off. They're like, what fucking idiot stole our ginger beer?
Dude, it was like, I put the plan in motion. I'm going to go garage hop. Boom, came up on it. Boom, got back to the house. I was like, dude, that was perfect. No. Like, I would much rather have not found anything than found the ginger beer and brought it home thinking like I was about to get drunk.
I know we talk about how good thing there aren't like cell phones and shit and like social media when we were kids like there is now. But imagine like Ring cameras and shit. That would have been a nightmare, man. The jig would have been up.
No, dude, I would have MC Fadgen on it like hacking them.
I would have lost some of that like evil kid in me where it's like you don't know who fucked with your house last night. You just said hello to me and it was totally me and you'll never know. Because, like, you couldn't do that, like, TP in houses, egging people's houses.
What do you mean? I was just at a customer's house today, and their neighbor across the streets had TP up in their fucking trees for, like, 3 weeks. When it was, like, 80-mile-an-hour winds, TP's still there.
That's a good throw.
Back in Joseph and I
That's a good throw,
Back in Joseph and I day, we had so many eggs and toilet paper that we used to throw them at our enemies, bro. Now look at y'all with Trump and $11 carton of eggs. Hoarding toilet paper like a bunch of bozos.
I'm trying to remember, there was one time, I'll just use nicknames for everybody, but we went to go TP Susie Q's house, and I can't remember what it was. It was like a big pack of us out, but we were with Big Pun, and Big Pun was like obsessed with her, and he wrote like this love letter shit in her driveway in shaving cream, and it was there for like a week, because if you put down the gel shaving cream on a driveway, it bleaches it, and then when they wash it off, it stays there. So it was like some like super goofy ass corny shit, like just laid out all over her driveway, and she was so fucking pissed off about it for like a week and a half. And I think we all had class together or something, and she was so mad. And and she's hilarious, and just like tons of little energy, so she just like popped off and called him the fuck out in class. It was probably like the funniest shit. Like, you putting that creepy ass love letter shit on my driveway. Everyone was like, bro. I was like, I was there. I just saw that shit.
She went to San Diego State with me, and she brought her car, like a Camaro, I think it was, and gave me the spare keys so I could drive it whenever I want. And then Dusty Baker, the general manager in the major leagues, his little nephew, David Baker, stole the keys. That's what I'm calling him, first and last name. And I talk about your uncle. Stole the keys out of my dorm room and was caught by the cops going through like the parking structure with like the keys, trying to like find the car so he could steal her car. And then, needless to say, I lost privilege of.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I didn't know.
This got robbed by Dusty Baker's kid.
Nephew.
A nephew. That's even worse. That makes it worse.
I agree.
If it was his kid, you'd be like, "Dang, dude, what are you doing? You fucked up. You fucked up big time, dude." But the nephew, he's close enough to money where he sees it. He's like, "Yeah," but then at the same time, like, he's still like trying to scheme and be like, "Look, Uncle Dusty, I bought this Camaro myself." And he's like, "Man, that kid is nothing but trouble. Who gave him money to buy that fucking Camaro?" Nobody.
Nobody even gave him the keys.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm rant over, but buying a house. So that means I'm going to have more space because the office space is small. I'll be able to set up my other camera. So it's going to be fun because I'm going to be able to really tinker with it and make it towards not just like me. I have, all these monitors, just me sitting in front of a monitor. I'm going to rethink the setup for myself. So it could be tight. So we'll see. Aww. Any tales from the poker world before we get started?
No. Okay. Not that I had a Super Bowl party. It was chill.
Splash pad?
At the splash pad. Shout out everyone who came.
They all left wet.
And those who didn't. Talking about you, Shody. I was kidding. She that was a cum joke.
Sorry, I got sleepy. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Next time. Next time. Therapy questions, you ready? You good? Therapy question. Number 1. Where do you see religion in the next 25 years?
I think it's possible that brand new religion that's not even out yet is the hottest one.
That new?
Yeah. So I could see where religion is as popular as ever, but none of the old religions, because like ChatGPT just like told us how fake it was.
You are wrong. But
then also created its own religion.
Goodbye. Yeah. While sounds possible, that would be a very turbulent 25 years.
When you think about climate change and the fucking copper tone con man in the White House, like, things could get dark, and when things get dark, people turn to religion.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a big push by,
there's a bunch of charlatans out there too,
Professor Orange. Well, yeah, I mean, but there have been for forever.
I know, but like,
there's probably more.
Seems
common,
like they're being like
more common than ever.
Yeah, and their fucking megaphone is just like loud.
I think that there is a fear that religion is slowly fizzling out, especially on the Christianity side in America or across the world. So that's why there's like a Department of Faith and all this stupid shit. You haven't heard about this? They're talking about having a Department of Faith. and that like crazy.
Where?
In the White House.
No. That's unconstitutional no matter what the fuck MAGA Mike Johnson says. MAGA Mike Johnson says it's a myth that there's separation of church and state in the Constitution. It's literally the First Amendment, and it's like the first line. You don't even have to read the whole Constitution, and it says it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I do feel like it'd be hard for some religions to relinquish, but I do think that it's not going to be the same form that is now. It's going to be pushed to a point. And if there is some crazy shit, like if aliens show up, anything wild like that happens in the next 25 years, then it's going to, completely pivot. Christianity will try to pivot and be like, but Jesus also created,
Just think about it, dude. The entire Republican Party is no longer a party. It is now a cult. And that's millions of people. So, like,
Is MAGA the next religion?
No, it's a cult.
Or is it the new religion?
New. It's been around for a fucking decade. Jesus Christ, when will it stop?
It started out with the Tea Party. They're like, oh, I want to say racist things so bad, but I can't.
But the Tea Party was astroturf from the jump. Like, that's what they call fake grassroots bullshit.
Yeah.
It was like the Koch brothers just like giving money to like them poors down in the South.
Are there any videos of you saying the N-word? Well, no, absolutely not. All right, you're hired. Because we can deny.
We were gonna give you a bonus. Had there been a video.
We would have still rolled with you, but you would have gotten a sweeter deal up front. Signing bonus reduction. It's like incentives in a contract. Say the N-word five.
Proof of loyalty, right there.
Say the N-word. If I say the N-word 5 times and I keep my job in Senate, I get it. 75, 70,
Herman Cain pops
750. Yeah, Herman Cain's got to give me a 750.
You say the N-word 5 times, Herman Cain pops out. He's like, these hands.
Yeah. Pizza.
Oh, that's Herman Cain. I'm thinking of fucking
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, and I thought I had that right too in my head.
You did. You're just mixing us all up. We all look alike.
You're claiming that you're in a group with Ben Carson and Herman Cain?
Yeah, the pizza.
You want to be a part of that group, bro?
Well, not
clown car full of chuckle fucks.
Well, I'm in a different car, but we're from the same neighborhood.
No, dude.
On God, shout out.
Those guys are in the same neighborhood.
But it's possible there's a new religion that takes over. I think 25 years might be too short. And that time it might be like something like Christianity where it's like a cult and everyone's like, hey. And it's not as big.
But maybe not aliens, but some like super significant breakthrough of understanding of the universe.
Yeah.
And maybe consciousness. And then that like sparks a whole like movement. And then, of course, the con men and women come out, and then they like turn it into like a grift.
Yeah, but if it's something where it's a breakthrough of understanding the universe or something higher on a consciousness level, I think that'd be harder. I think that because everything is so surface level,
just because you understand it more doesn't make it better.
No, but what I am saying is,
it's
easier. It's easier for me to con people if everything is very surface level and formulaic, and I can only answer so many questions without you just believing me, bro. That if you have that extra understanding, and there's an understanding, not just a blind belief in something like that. If you were to get that
blind faith,
if you were to get that,
you gotta have faith.
If you were to get that type of, reassurance to go with it, where it's like, this is what happens with your consciousness whenever you die. We know this for like a fact. This is what happened. It'd be a lot harder to grift it. It'd be harder to grift that. Now you could, where it'd be like, well, you could take this class and it'll make sure you go to so there's definitely grifts, but it'd be harder because it's less vague.
Okay, but so you and I are both kind of implicitly saying that religion, when it's boiled down, is a grift. Period. Full stop. Doesn't matter what religion it is. That's kind of what we're insinuating right now.
I don't think it started out that way, but I think that people can manipulate it to become a grift pretty easily.
They did. Don't say they could. They did.
Well, no, but I don't think that everyone throughout time with religion does that, and I don't think that it was necessarily the origin.
All I know is Jesus didn't talk about Christianity. Didn't exist.
Well, because I do believe that there was a time and a place for like the Ten Commandments to be like, you gotta follow this shit, bro, or you will fucking get killed by somebody, or we can kill you as a town. Cause shit was barbaric as fuck. Like you go back, I mean, if thing on a timeline, if we go back as far as what we understand of that time period, it doesn't sound like an easy place to live. Doesn't sound like everybody was on the up and up, making great decisions. I mean, it's a time that would be like really hard to live in, and it'd be
I know because I heard the
and brutal.
battery life on their iPhones was like skibbity back then.
No, it'd be like brutal. Like I'm gonna go kill my neighbor and steal his food because we're in the middle of a drought and he's got shit. Like that's like some biblical time shit where I could see that being like, hey man, like don't, you know what I'm saying, cover your neighbor's goods and shit.
You're conflating like Ten Commandments as like that's like you're saying like it's a set of laws like to control people in society.
Yeah,
that's different.
But those are rolled into a religion, the Old Testament, to give people a guidelines or a chart to live with, like to live by. People like having a purpose. People like having understanding. People like to have these things, right? So there is something comforting to having a religion.
So you sell them bullshit.
Well, or
so that they behave like sheep.
But I think you sell them bullshit to behave like sheep later down the road. I don't think that's the original point of it. I think the original point of it is like, hey, don't be a piece of shit. And they're all play-ons of some other religion.
The original point, the very original point, is somebody making up a fucking story, and then telling people that. So the whole thing is bullshit from the jump.
As far as we know, but ancient astronaut theorists believe, we've talked about this before on the podcast, there was probably some other religion that was an amalgamation of all religions that exist now that we know nothing about because we don't have any understanding of that period of time. If you think that humans have been, if you think that like the Sphinx has water erosion because the Sphinx was built whenever there was jungles and rainforests, and that's why it has water erosion marks, because it does. If you go back that far in time, we don't know shit about that far back in time. So the origin or the real purpose of religion is to explain your purpose, how we came to be, and what you should do with your life, and guidelines to live by. Any religion's going to teach you some form of those things, right?
I think that any purpose of religion is to sell you on those ideas in order to get you a part of the flock so that you can pay it forward into their pockets.
I'm not that deeply of a religious
person. Think about the fucking Vatican, bro.
Well, but that's where I'm set later down the timeline because it's.
I mean, that's the Pope. It's 2,000
you look,
years.
But I mean, been around. Look at like fundamentalists when it comes to religions, and then you look at more like New Age people when it would come to like Christians or Muslims or anything. The more farther back and the more dedicated to the original version of the text that you live your life by, if you choose to do that, that's some pretty hardcore shit. Those are hardcore rules, hardcore God for a pretty hardcore fucking time. That's what I'm saying. Where it's like there was some wild shit going on where like the whole Old Testament's like God's pissed and vengeful. I'm going to flood the earth. I'm going to go kill your...
Sacrifice animals.
Yeah, sacrifice your son. Nah, just playing, but you were totally going to do that shit. Now I know you love me. Doing weird shit like that. It's so... But like the Christianity's been interesting because they did a rebrand. Then you do the New Testament.
White boy rebrand.
Well, now it's all about like forgiveness, turn the other cheek, do unto others. It becomes much more...
Don't fuck your boyfriend in the ass.
It becomes... it becomes much more nurturing as where the Old Testament is like, hey, like don't like fuck around and do this shit and God's going to punish you for that because there was no ramifications. Sometimes there were no laws, so religion would be the law for people, right? So, I mean, I feel like that but all of those stem from something that we don't really have a true understanding of. Like, it's because we don't understand. It's not like the Sumerians sat there and were like, we want to rip people off with religion. They're like, we want to understand the stars and we want to understand this planet. And they were in a very advanced civilization, like the most original advanced civilization that we know about. But those motherfuckers, people existed before that. And we just don't know dick about it. That's really the big issue. We would probably have a better understanding of our own history and religious history if it didn't stop in with the Tigris, the Euphrates, and like Iraq and the Fertile Crescent. Because that's the genesis our civilization. That's literally like 99% about what they talk about on Ancient Aliens. Ancient Sumerian tablets. Or if you listen to Joey Bag of Donuts, he talks about like Zacharias Sitchins, which is a guy who would like try to translate these fucking crazy bajillion-year-old tablets that are in fragments, but it's like the oldest.
No, AI's done it, dude. They just like or they just scanned a scroll from Mount Vesuvius, and like they couldn't unwrap the scroll because it would just fall apart. But because the AI can see some of the words, it was able to fucking translate the entire scroll without unwrapping it. You're telling me we're not going to get cancer solved in 5 years? Get the fuck out of here.
Well, and that's, so I think that, yeah, if we have some sort of technological breakthrough that gives us some knowledge we don't know, it's harder for it to be a grift. But right now, everything's kind of like, are you right?
Dude, think about 25 years ago, people were stocking up beans and shit in their garage because of Y2K, because the dates were going to be like only 2 digits. And, you know what I'm saying? Think about how different the world is. Like, and we're in the age of acceleration, so like the change, like the pace of change is just increasing. So like 25 years from now, bro.
Yeah, like Aladdin, it's a whole new world. I guess you're right. All right, therapy question number 2: should federal oversight be removed from education? There's a lot of talk about.
They don't even do oversight. The federal, the Department of Education does not have anything to do with like curriculum or anything. It's like they basically like are like a middleman for like money. Like that's it. Like it's like.
Well, then, do you think that shouldn't exist anymore?
No, I think it should. All these fucking idiots, all these Republicans who want to do this, it's because they have money in fucking charter schools. So they want your taxpayer dollars that go towards education. They want to revert that funds and so you can buy vouchers to charter schools. So then their fucking like capitalist Doge bag buddies can profit off of it. They want to make Social Security private so they can profit off of it. Medicare private so they can profit off of it. Like, that's why they, like, this whole bullshit, like, oh, well, I don't want the government, like, get your government hands off my Medicare and my education. What the fuck are you talking about? Public school is the government. It's just local government, state government. But, dude, whatever, like, you know how I know when a Republican's lying is because they're talking.
I knew this would trigger the fuck out of you.
It's like when you're like last time you're like, should we get rid of the income tax? I'm just like,
well, I'm just teeing you up soft pitches to hit its batting practice. But no, I mean, it's pretty transparent. What's even wilder is because they're private entities or private enterprises and businesses, education ran for profit. What do you think they're going to do when everybody gets like a $10,000 voucher to go to their school? They're going to raise their prices, and then you're just going to end up not being able to afford the school that your kid wants to go to because you're going to have a voucher, and they're just going to increase whatever that amount.
No, it's more nefarious than that. It's for every $10,000 going to the voucher, that's $10,000 less going to a public school. So then you're like hollowing out the public schools. And so then nobody wants to go there, and they're not even like self-sustaining because of like the money's like nobody's going there because they're going to the like. So then the entire public education system is gone, and it's all private, and they just own all of that shit, dude.
No, definitely. But what I'm saying is, let's say you're just a parent and you get a voucher for $10K, but the tuition that you wanted to send your kid to was $9,500, and then now they just increased it to $14K because
why would they price people out?
Because then that maybe
on purpose.
Because then that's how, I mean, why? I don't know why, but also, I mean, you could do that to try to maybe get more in vouchers over time out of the government. If we increase prices and the public education system corrodes, then they're gonna have to offset and increase the amount of the vouchers to increase that stuff. And I mean, they're gonna price people out because they don't want everybody to go to that fucking school. That's why these people send their kids to private. That's why these kids send their kids to private schools in the first place, because they don't want them going to your school with your kids from public school. So it's like you're going to mash it. There's got to be some parents that are pissed off who have kids in private schools that are rich that are mad about the voucher program. There's got to be some. There's some that are racist enough to not be like, I don't want. If you don't play sports now, if you play sports and stuff like that, and you're good.
So you're saying like rich people are gonna be max because like there's gonna be the poors are coming into the private school?
Maybe
no, there'll just be a poor private school, dude. It's the point is, are we making money off of this? You got Walmart and you got Tiffany's, dude. They both still exist.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, the more of them over time. Yeah, that's just crazy. It's just wild to me. And they're really pushing for that shit in Texas. Really, really pushing hard. Greg Abbott.
It's all it is a fucking ruse to create an entire fucking industry where they can make money. Private prisons, private schools, private Social Security.
Yeah.
It's like they look at Social Security like, wait, what? It's like $1.6 trillion we're just like leaving on the fucking table every year that we could like be like profiting off of. Like, it's like that's not even MAGA shit. Like that goes back to like Paul Ryan and fucking John Boehner and like all of those, like, well, basically Paul Ryan and all his douche nozzle ass Wisconsin. How do you say Wisconsin? Wisconsinians? Wisconsins. Oh yeah, you fucking Republicans up there.
Therapy question number 3: Heelys or soaps?
Soaps.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, I like the stability of Heelys. They seem more stable. Like I'm gonna get hurt.
Heelys is probably a better product, but
I don't know about that.
That's like asking somebody like our age, rollerblades or skateboard. It's like, dude,
both.
Even if it's you have a gay old time on your rollerblades, you have to say skateboard, otherwise you're a fucking bitch.
That's not true. You just gotta be able to do cool shit on your skates, and you're fine. But yeah, I mean, soaps. I had a pair of soaps. Soaps are the greatest thing ever. If you could
get laid wearing soaps. I don't think you can get laid wearing Heelys.
For sure, you just click in the wheels and you're good to go.
No, bro, that's how you end your family.
None the wiser. Nobody knows.
Get on your Android.
But the idea and the concept of the Heely is pretty genius. Whoever made those was a genius. Made their money, got the fuck out. It was like real quick. They're like Sean Paul. I've been saying for a long time. Sean Paul had like the music game figured out. Came in, sounded different, and then just like, I'd stick to my girl like glue. And then like he did a couple songs. Atta Atta Anaya did a song with fucking Beyonce, and then just disappeared.
Are you sure he just didn't go back to Jamaica?
He might have, and but now he's just doing neat shit.
He's like literally touring like every day. But like,
no, but he's probably just touring somewhere in the Caribbean, doing the same hits and making like weird like dance hall techno music. But to be like big, like, oh, I'm on the world stage. He popped up, but also, and then
like I could see Sean Paul. If you told me it was like 80, I'd believe you. Like, black don't crack.
Because if he's dressed the same, yeah, you'd spot that guy. You'd be like, who the fuck is that guy with the rose?
I have no concept of how old that guy is.
Oh, I'm curious, man. How old is Sean Paul? Sean Paul. Somebody give it to.
Oh,
he's 50. He's 52. Dang, so he hit his peak kind of late.
You turning me on. I got
the right to Sean Paul, Ryan Francis. What? Jesus Christ. That cannot be his real fucking name. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Sounds pretty biblical to me, dude.
Sean Paul, Ryan Francis, Francis Henriques. Known professionally as Sean Paul. It's Jamaican.
Right near the beach, boy.
Bomboclat. Ata anaya.
You wanna romp with me, Bomboclat?
Dang, dude.
Murder for fun.
Dude, I didn't know, dude. That's awesome. He's like a mid-70s baby. That's kind of cool. Fuck yeah, Sean Paul. So he was crushing it. He was doing songs in like his 30s, hanging out with Beyonce, and she's like, baby, boy, you stay on my mind. Oh, girl, tell me how you feel. And he sounded unique, and then he just got the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
He's like Akon. Therapy question number 4. Favorite MC / rapper? Give me 3 that you really like.
Nas,
Okay.
Lil Dicky.
Yeah, that Lil Dicky's awesome.
You saying greatest or just my favorite? Wayne.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised you didn't say Wayne. See, Nas would definitely be on my list. The Grouch from Living Legends, shout out. Yeah, Wu-Tang for
It's a
sure.
group, though.
That's a group. Nas, the Grouch, and then probably just like on some just ratchet, grimy shit. Project Pat. Project Pat's his
I'll throw
catalog.
Slug from Atmosphere in there.
Yeah, like Project Pat's like his.
Bach, chicken, bach.
But that's like the worst song on that album. Like there's so many good Project Pat songs just off that album. They're just fucking crazy. Cause we shoot first and ask questions later. How you skull leaking like a busted tomato? Like he's just got. Come on.
I wrote a rhyme one time. It was like, I got these chicken heads backing. I beat the pussy up, put it up for adoption. Now it's on a commercial with Sarah McLachlan.
He's just got, for how big and like pretty scary Project Pat is. He's been to federal prison on gun charges. You know, pretty sure Project Pat's probably killed
Who
him.
amongst us hasn't?
But when he's
J6ers,
when he's rapping songs, and it's the cadence, the classic Project Pat cadence. But when he's like, it's gold mouth stacking dollars. Where your sister at? Cause she swallers. You're just like, bro, like this dude is big, juicy, fat. I must followers. What? There's something great because some of the songs are so ridiculous and the things he's talking about are so, especially original 3-6 Mafia is so just like inappropriately violent and not good. So when people are like, I love 3-6 Mafia, I'm like, with Katy Perry, like that's some stripper shit. Like that's some Juicy J on his own. There's bands that make her dance.
No, that's Illuminati shit.
Bands that make her dance. Which is great, but like go back and listen to like
I know. Well,
Smack a Bitch, and it's like completely different. It's like not
Quick Draw's family's from Memphis.
Yeah.
And he had like a older sister who's like 4 years older than us, and so like we were just always in on like the underground hip hop, but especially Memphis fucking hip hop.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like all that old 3-6 shit is
just ratchet.
Ratchet.
Yeah, like ratchet. So it's like I love all that. I mean, it's goofy, but like being a kid growing up in South Lake, everybody I grew up with was pretty much white except for maybe like 2 black kids on the bus. By 4th or 5th grade, I mean there was like 6 black kids at school, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I feel like I'm on Pangea. And knowing that I was from Memphis and stuff, I used to love Memphis rap. I was just like, oh, I just want to listen to some Memphis shit. That's where I was born, so I want to listen to this stuff, and that's how I got into 3-6, 8-Ball and MJG, like all those guys. Young Dolph, I love some Young Dolph. Young Dolph is so fucking good. But like I got
we were bumping Young Dolph pre-game Sunday.
I bump Young Dolph on my way to WinStar all the time. Like I get in the zone, I'm just like, I'm about to crush this shit. Let's go. And then I just quote Young Dolph whenever I hit stuff. Like I think I rolled a 4. I rolled for a shit ton of time, and then I hit a 4. I made something like $500-600 in like one roll, and made everybody a bunch of fucking money. And I was just like, I think I was like off a bunch of edibles and drinking a margarita or something. I just started going like Eddie Kane, yeah.
What would you do if I was at let's say Harrah's, New Orleans with you? You were at the craps table and I started betting the don't pass line.
I'd tell you you're about to lose your money. I'm about to go Hurts mode on you, dude. Walk away MVP when you doubted me going into the game.
I'm built different. I'll bet the don't
I'm the
pass
Jalen
line.
Hurts of craps.
When everybody's having a good ass time, I'll bet the don't pass line, and I'll let other people know.
Dude, that time that I rolled that 4, this dude was like, the first 4 times I rolled, he was like, nah, fuck this dude. The table was dead. Everybody was losing. And finally it's my turn. And this dude just puts like $500 on like the don't pass and loses it. And then he bets another $200 and loses it. And he bets again and loses it because I'm like, hit. And everybody's like, yeah. I watched this guy go down like $1,200 in like 4 rolls. And then
See, I feel like it's win-win because if something like that happens, you deserve it, fucker, for betting the don't pass line. But if he starts hitting, fucking, I love it.
I was kind of
You're kind of betting with the house, right?
yeah. And then he ended up betting with me and he won most of it back and was like, hey, thanks, man. Everybody was like, we appreciate it.
Did you show him the matchstick tattoo on your wrist?
I did not. I did not.
Okay, well, that's full disclosure, dude.
That's the same. That's the same time whenever I was just shouting young dogs like whole lot of drugs, whole lot of bitches, just like yell shit like people are just like what? And they're like 11 winner. I'm like, hey, let's go. But yeah, Grouch.
Hold on, real quick.
The Grouch is probably my favorite.
And then we'll quick break, and then we can do the topics. Craps. What's it called where you hit every number before you hit 7 or 11?
I've done that. You mean it's hitting every number? It's hit them, roll them all, but you have to roll everything. You have to roll every single number combination, including a 7 or 11, without crapping out. So you have to roll snake eyes, boxcar.
What's it called?
It's like hit them all, or it depends on what it's called. But it's 100. I thought
there was like
it's 150 to 1 odds. I've hit that twice.
Every combination?
That's when I got
this. Meaning like what? Like if there's like a 5, meaning like 4, 1, and 2, 3?
No, like you just have to hit every number. So you'd
each
have
number.
Like a 2. So you'd have to roll a snake.
Well, what's crapping out?
Rolling a 7. Like, so roll a 2, and then I have to roll another 2. But...
Right.
But you can't roll. Remember,
you can't roll. So if you roll a 2, now it's on, and just
you have to
no
keep
7s
winning.
Or 11s.
Yeah, no 7s or 11s unless you win. So you also have to win 2 rolls, one with a 7, one with an 11. You have to roll a 12, which is a boxcar. You get them back. It's the same with the snake eyes.
And whose job is it to keep track?
That's why they have that little. The ones that offer that, they have a thing that has all the number combinations on the top, and you'll see them move a little marker, and they'll mark which ones you roll.
Okay.
So I've done that twice. The first time, I won this dude a bunch. I think I've told this story.
So do you just declare that like right when you get to the table that this?
You'd have to lay the bet. You'd have to be like, hey, put 20 on, roll them all. But it's 100.
Would you do that like mid roll, or would you?
No, it'd have to be at the beginning. It's the beginning of someone's turn. It resets every turn.
Okay.
So like when I did that twice, I had to roll.
When you walk up to the dice, you have to say, "This is what I'm doing."
Yeah, but you can bet that on other people. So the first time I hit it,
no, I know. I'm just saying, like if you were like the roller.
Yeah, if you were the roller.
Okay. Let's say you weren't the roller. You have to do it before they roll the first
Yeah, it's
time.
like a high low. Give me a high low, or give me hard 4, hard 8, all those things. Right. You'd have to say like, give me 10 on hit them all, and that's at the very top of the board. But like it's got the worst odds out of all of them. When I first did it, I hit it for someone else. He won a fuck ton of money. Best? He gave me a fuck ton of money because I won him a fuck ton of money. And then the rest of the time we were in Vegas, he always bet that for me. He'd be like, put $50 on, or what was like $20 on roll them all, and he would always bet 100. This dude was loaded because I hit it for him before. So he was like, "Hey, whenever I hit that, he won."
You got a little taste.
He was like, "Here, dude." He was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, thanks. Like, gave me a stack of thousands of chips. Like, here you go, dude. He's like, "You just won me a fuck ton of money. Like, you just made my day." And this dude was crushing it. And then he was winning because he was betting the board. So if you're betting the board and you go on one of those 150 to 1 odd rolls, you know how many numbers you're hitting if people are betting with you? It took me like an hour and 25 minutes to complete that, where people are freaking the fuck out because they're winning thousands. And then you have to roll a 3, and then I got to hit a 3. But if I got $300 down with 400 backing the odds, and I hit that 3, that payout's crazy. I made crazy money that day. And then he bet for me every single time we played, the rest of the time we played together at the Mirage, and I hit it again. And he hit it twice off of me, and he gave me money one time, and then he bet for me every other time, and I hit it again. And he was like, holy shit. He was like, this is fucking the craziest weekend ever. I was like, yeah, this is great. I'm going to go eat.
And then he was like, breast milk.
Well, he was
You
just big,
made my
this like big
day.
stinky Eastern European guy. He was wearing the same outfit every day I saw him in the casino, and he'd walk in with the bag or out with the bag, like he didn't stay there, but it's like he was. But if we crossed paths at the craps table, if I saw him playing, I'd stop and go play, because I was like, dude, we're like a vibe. And that's really what craps is. If you find the right group of people and everybody's into it and you have fun, if you find people you win with all the time, you'll migrate to the table they're at every time. So it's a great play to, the most genuine way to go to the casino and actually meet people and chit chat and have it not be super shitty is either roulette or it's craps. But craps is a little bit more goofy.
Poker.
No, because poker is, but people get into it. It's a different demographic. Everybody plays craps. Not everybody plays poker.
Oh, okay. I thought you just meant like talk and meet the people.
Yeah, like if I'm a bunch
around you, it's like
yeah,
not everybody plays poker, but I'm gonna meet the people at the fucking table.
True, but I mean, you know,
if I want to.
If I'm sitting there playing, if me, you, and 5 other dudes were in Vegas,
no, it's definitely a party at the fucking craps table. I agree.
Yeah, and then you'll bump into.
I don't even play craps. I'll just go cruise over there. And
like bachelorette party. They're like, "Oh my god, I've never played. Let's play." And they're like, "Will y'all teach us?" And next thing you know, you're like wandering around Fremont Street with these people,
looking for like a plan B.
I guess. That was quick. That was quick, dude. Real quick. We met at the craps table, and on the way out, I had to buy a Plan B. Too bad. Caesar's charges $150 for him.
For y'all in Texas, Plan B is a medication approved by the FDA that allows women to have control over their bodies. Women's bodies, for the people in Texas. No, I was kidding. All right.
I mean, you're not too far off base.
I know.
That's fair. That's pretty. It's a fucked up world.
Yeah. All right, well, when like for the audio, we're gonna be back in like 5 seconds. But for the video, when we come back, we got topics lined up. Elon Musk just offered to buy OpenAI for $97.4 billion. Trump says he could withhold aid from Jordan and Egypt if they reject his Gaza plan. Thousands of investors in Trump's meme coin lose billions. And Japanese tech company offers hangover leave to attract workers. We'll be right back. Okay, well, we're back. Going to the break, I realized that I forgot to hit record for the audio, but don't worry about that, because if you're listening now, then we figured it out. um, we're here for the topics of the day. First article brought to you by The Verge, Kylie Robinson. Elon Musk just offered to buy OpenAI for $97.4 billion. Silicon Valley's most heated AI rivalry just keeps escalating. In a dramatic escalation of Silicon Valley's most heated AI rivalry, Elon Musk just announced that he's leading a $97.4 billion bid to buy OpenAI's nonprofit arm, according to the Wall Street Journal. The bid was reportedly delivered to the board Monday morning. Okay, the offer brings together a powerful coalition of backers, including Musk's own AI company, XAI, and venture heavyweights like Valor Equity Partners, Hollywood mogul Ari Emanuel, which is Ari Gold and Entourage for those keeping score at home, and Palantir co-founder Joe Lonsdale's venture firm 8VC. This bid comes at a pivotal moment for OpenAI. CEO Sam Altman is already juggling multiple massive deals, converting the company to a for-profit structure, raising $40 billion at a $340 billion valuation, and launching a $500 billion AI infrastructure project. For Musk, who co-founded OpenAI with Altman in 2015 before departing in 2019, this bid represents his boldest move yet to challenge what he sees as the company's betrayal of its original mission to develop AI safely and openly. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay. Elon started this company in 2015 with Sam Altman. They also we can't let these corporations have a monopoly on AI, so we'll make one for the people. OpenAI. Dumb. Elon then 2019 when he left the company. The reason why he left was because he tried to get them to put him in charge of the entire company, or he threatened to leave, and they're like, okay, then leave, and we're not going to put you in charge of the company. So he left. Then the company now is worth $350 billion, and Elon's fucking pissed about it because he didn't get in on the money. He has to start from square one with this shit XAI bullshit. And then another more context of it. It says so $97 billion to buy the nonprofit wing of OpenAI. So basically what happened was OpenAI was a nonprofit, but then when they realized oh shit, we're about to be billionaires, let's start making some profit. They kind of inadvertently set up a dual class shareholder system, which is a lot of the tech companies have, like Facebook has a dual share class. So it's Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's publicly traded, but Mark Zuckerberg has the majority of the Class A shares, so he really is still in control of the decisions of the company on a whole. And so what Elon's doing is he buys up the nonprofit wing of OpenAI, but that gives him enough stake in the company to then make decisions for the entire company. That's the play. And then he's saying that it's because they went away from the nonprofit mission originally, and that Elon, this is what you're telling me, that you and those heavy hitters that I just listed off are going to put together $97 billion so that you can buy OpenAI in order to make it safe and free for the public? No, dude.
Yeah, no, that's no.
Get the fuck out of my face. Those guys aren't. They're oh yeah, let's get 97 billion together. I don't care if we make any money. Nonprofit. No, none of those motherfuckers do anything without trying to make the bag. So this whole idea that he's some virtuous dude coming in to make it righteous again is such bullshit. So Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, declined the offer, but did give a counteroffer, and for 10% of that price, at $9.7 billion, Sam Altman offered to buy Twitter, which was shade because Elon paid $44 billion for it.
Yeah, something like that.
He offered him $9. $9 is generous.
Yeah, I mean, what did Elon say? It's time for OpenAI to return to the open source, safety focused force for good it once was, Musk said in a statement provided by his lawyer to the Wall Street Journal. We will make sure that happens. The bid offer adds significant layer of complexity to OpenAI's plan for profit conversion. A Musk team has promised to match or exceed any higher offers. This theory creates a thorny situation for Altman, who's already navigating negotiations with Microsoft and other stakeholders over equity and a plan for profit structure. I mean, I don't think Sam Altman does it. It's not like he's going to sell it to him.
No, he's not gonna sell it to him, but no. This is Elon. He's like trolling, but he's also like trying
But
to like
but if you want to, you can.
yeah, but it's also yeah. He's trying to like put like a fucking like wrench in like the spokes of like OpenAI, slow him down, do like whatever the fuck. Like there's nothing like genuine. Like he's just a disingenuous motherfucker who doesn't give a shit about AI safety. Like just like he doesn't give a shit about like you know the debt limit or like like government spending on a deficit. He's just trying to like get information on people and government contracts and shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to soak up space wherever he can, it feels like. If he would buy Twitch if Twitch was what it was for everybody. I'm gonna buy Twitch, but now he streams. You could stream on X. We've got Tucker Carlson on X.
Does he stream or does like the guy he hires to
No,
play video
he
games for
actually.
him?
There's actually times where he streams and plays. That's how everybody realized like this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's because they watched him play when he streamed himself, and people were like, "Bro, what is this guy doing?"
Can you imagine being the richest man in the world, but like so insecure that you need to hire someone to like boost your fucking like video game scores so that you can like brag to the world about your how good you are at video games?
Yeah, but I think yes, but then also it's like who envisions themselves being the richest man in the world and being this like pale dolphin, like out of water, right? So it's like
Dolphin.
well, he's got a weird like dolphin
More
body
like
thing going on.
dolphin. I'd say like a fucking whale, like out of shape.
But I'm just saying it's interesting because he probably wanted to reach this level of like wealth and everything like way earlier, like most people would. I'm just saying it's because how old is Elon Musk
Nobody's
now?
ever reached this much wealth ever.
What I'm saying is it's like Warren Buffett's super rich. Would Warren Buffett have enjoyed his money more whenever he was like 35 than he did when he was 70? Like yes, like because your whole structure of life is different. So he's having this like midlife crisis outside of the range of having a midlife crisis. It's because he has so much money that it's like he feels like everybody should love him because he's rich, and he thinks he can do whatever he can do to make himself hot shit or like get weird plastic surgery and hair plugs and all this shit to try to like maintain this but it's like he's reached the point he probably wanted to reach or like this level of influence, but it's like late in the game for him. You know what I'm saying? It's like Richard Branson. You're like, look, dude.
I don't think it matters when it was gonna happen. This dude is like in desperate need of the approval of strangers, like in order for him to like.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
But he's having this weird midlife crisis, like manic moment where he's like,
it's not a midlife crisis. It's a psychosis, dude. He thinks that he's like player one in the fucking simulation, and when you become the richest man in the world and do a shit ton of dissociative drugs, like I could see how you could start to believe like your own bullshit on that, and he's surrounded by yes men, and he's lost it, dude. He's lost his grip on like reality, like period.
no, I mean, I don't disagree. It's just interesting. There's like different phases of him because when you see him earlier, like PayPal, Elon Musk is like so different. It's like they don't even look like the same person, act like the same person. It's like,
Dude, he was like a ally of the Obama White House.
I've seen extremely smart people like Elon. I don't know if they're Elon Musk level smart, but extremely intelligent people go off the fucking deep end super quick when they get into something they're not used to or are abusing drugs, taking psychedelics, alcohol. They'll really go balls deep. Like they don't know the limits. They don't know. They don't have that level. They don't have a barometer. You know. Like I mean, and everybody's different. Everybody handles substances different. But I've noticed that if some kid who's a little tech nerdy kid gets like super into Adderall, like never does drugs, but then starts to like drink a little bit and then starts taking Adderall and stays up all the likelihood I feel like that person could like step into the realm of smoking ice and meth is pretty high.
Okay.
Or abusing ketamine and trying to have like because there's a lack of inherent social skills, and if that and boosts their social ability for someone like Elon Musk, then he's gonna want to do that, and he craves that interaction and that
Well, that but
that affirmation.
it's yeah, but it's more also like coping and filling that void, like that is racist fucking father left by not loving him.
No, obviously there's things, but also with his level of intelligence, I do feel like people at times can sacrifice.
What is
something.
that level? Half galaxy gas mixed with like autism.
I mean, we can crack jokes about these people. What I'm saying is like Stephen Miller,
Santa Monica fascist Stephen Miller.
Stop. Terrible. But there is a route that he could take. There is an intelligence with people and how to fuck with people's emotions that he's probably had for a very long time. He's crafted that ability into being a pretty shitty person and lying constantly.
Crafted it is hard. I mean, I think you're just born a sociopath.
No, because to reach the level of success he has and to be that detached from people and emotions and feelings at times, there has to be that is
imbalance in his brain.
But he's mastered it. He's learned how to like harness that shit. That's what's crazy is so you can learn how to harness something, and whether it's a good or a bad thing, and parlay that into something else, right? So for him, he has the ability to sway large groups of people. Steve Bannon.
No, one person. One person. Stephen Miller swayed one person.
But Stephen Miller is also responsible for a lot of things that people cheer. He writes speeches and shit when he's reading them. I'm just saying is he's a terrible person. He's a villain, but he's a super villain in a comic book, and super villains are still superhuman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
That's
saying?
Fine. Okay.
So Elon Musk, but I do feel like when you have something like that, you're like a sociopath, or you're like a megalomaniac, or you're like Donald Trump. You sacrifice. There's something else with you that like leaves, and a lot of them, besides like the empathy and not treating people terrible, there's normally it's like a social interactions, communications, being vulnerable with other people, because a lot of what they process is internal, and if you're that smart as a kid, it's hard to talk to other people that are kids. If you're like I'm 6, but I feel like I'm 12, and I feel like these people are stupid around me. I just play the violin because I'm really fucking smart. Like,
well, Donald Trump's like, I'm 79, but I act like I'm 12.
Well, he had money to enable him, and so did Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is like a double-edged sword because he had the money, and it's dirty money. So everything that makes him up, he is like he is Lex Luthor. He is a super villain in the grand scheme of all of this shit. He is like a Harvey Dent, where we hoped he would not be a shitbag, and now he's Two-Face and is all burned the fuck up. Right. It's like there's
the savior bringing electric cars to end climate change. Nah, dude.
It's like a fall of a golden boy. He's like if everybody found out Edison was a thief and was stealing people's shit, like before.
He did.
I know, but I mean we know that now, and he's not like and he's not like there wasn't enough modern science to keep that homeboy alive for everybody to be like, whoa, bro, like the timeline didn't move that far, right? And now we look back and we're like scumbag, and it's happening so quick, and he's so overly involved that it's like almost racing for his own downfall. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, it is a good comparison because Elon didn't start Tesla.
Yeah.
He didn't start PayPal.
Yeah, and
he didn't start any company. Well, I guess space. I don't even know. Like, it's not like he invented these companies. But I mean, obviously, give credit where credit is due. He's turned those companies into successful companies, regardless. I mean, I guess Tesla just gets pumped on the stock, but like, whatever. Shut up. Like, I've never, like, even back in the day, when like I didn't even have a problem with Elon. I was just saying short Tesla. I never said Teslas were shitty cars. I just said they didn't sell enough of them. But but I mean, the past like couple of years though, Elon's like completely
Well, yeah, that's what they say. What power corrupts.
corrupts absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's just what it is. He's
Absolute power corrupts
absolutely. Yeah. He's got and he got worse when he got Twitter, because then it's like stupid shit like Gulf of Elon was the number one trending thing on X, and it had like 1,800 tweets about it. And then the like two things under it were all something else that was like 58,000 tweets about this. And it was just
Gulf of Elon, like why? Because is that where he traveled, like from South Africa to get to this country?
Or because it's
illegal?
Because Google and them have updated to where they've recognized Gulf of America. So so they're just like he can pin that to the
I thought
top.
it was Gulf of cheaper eggs.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see. It's still a toss up. Gulf of something, but it's going to be made in America, right?
When does Biden stop making the eggs cost so much? When does that happen?
Later. I saw somebody today, they posted, it's really funny. One of my favorite people, he lives in Denver, greatest guy ever. I had this group of guys, it's like four gay men married couples, and they're awesome. They're either bankers or real estate agents, fucking best. Told you I watched the Super Bowl at their house. So it's one of them, and he's really pro-Trump, and he posted something today about complaining about how like things are more expensive here than over there. And it was like, I was like, yeah, like shit's just expensive everywhere, man. He's like, I can't go anywhere and it not be expensive. And it's like, it was almost like the irony in the whole thing was interesting.
Meanwhile, we have the lowest inflation out of any developed country in the world.
Yeah. But, hopefully Biden loosens up his grip. That's really what we're holding out on. Hopefully he loosens that Stalinistic grip, him and his son. And
that's rigor mortis, dude. That's
and then, Nancy Pelosi's always in the shadows. So I think that's a dark war that we're never going to talk about. But, I think we're winning that one. So J6ers are out.
J6ers are out, baby.
And getting arrested like left and right, man.
Of course.
Like it's for like other stuff, or they were looking for him for something else, and then
like rape.
Yeah, one of them, and then they find them. They're like, oh, he's already in federal prison. We'll deal with him later. And then the president just cuts him loose. They pick him up outside, like get in the car. Like that's a whole.
But hey, back the blue, y'all. Let these fucking violent, treasonous terrorists out of jail who beat the shit out of cops till they died. But back the blue, baby. Blue lives matter.
Yeah, Elon's just, man, I tell you.
Get him the fuck out of the country.
It's
put him in Guantanamo Bay and just figure it out.
Well, that's what we're, that's like, oh, you're here, you're detained illegal immigrant. We're just going to hold you in Gitmo.
Yeah.
We'll just hold you down there. But we'll let you go. It's like, no, what? Absolutely not. It's like, hey,
Elon, go down to Gitmo and find how we can make it more efficient to fucking waterboard you. Allegedly.
Hey man, do you want to go see that spot where I allegedly killed that kid, but then was found innocent? You want to go check it out? Be like, nah, man, I'm totally good. Nah, man, I won't kill you when we get out there. I promise. You'd be like, no, dude, get the fuck out of here. I'm going home. Like, just let me go home. Nah, man, we should really go check it out. Where all those kids go missing when I take them back there. But no one says a thing about it. Like, that's creepy. I wouldn't want to be getting held in some detainment center in Gitmo. That'd be terrifying.
Nah. What do you think our boy Sheikh Mohammed, KSM, the mastermind of 9/11, like thinks when he just sees all these like Colombian dudes like showing up like on the golf course?
Imagine you're like,
that dude's been there for fucking 24 years.
It would just
be. What the fuck happened to the golf course?
Yeah, that's.
Because that's what That's what they said, that they can turn the golf course into 30,000 beds. The biggest prison in the United States is 9,000 people. He wants to create one that's like 3 times as big to house people in Gitmo. Concentrate minorities into a camp. Does this sound familiar?
Article number 2.
All right. Article number 2. This one is about we're gonna do a job. We're gonna do a job with the Gaza Strip. Kind of like 2 hand jobs at once, like when I dance. It's gonna be a job. From ABC News, Trump says he could withhold aid from Jordan and Egypt if they reject this Gaza plan. It comes as Jordan's King Abdullah, also need to mention, California resident, owns not 1 but 2 mansions in Malibu. That's right, the King of Jordan, King Abdullah. Bro, you stole an American, made her your wife. Is that not good enough? You got to get 2 houses in Malibu? The fuck out of here. You're looking extra tan. He looks like you put on makeup just for Trump in this picture. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is from Shannon Kingston. The Trump administration is gearing up for potentially contentious meetings with Arab power players this week as President Donald Trump continues to press his plan for what he calls U.S. ownership of Gaza, going so far as to threaten cutting off U.S. aid to Jordan and Egypt if they didn't go along. For context, Egypt and Israel used to get in a war like every fucking 4 years until we brokered a deal. The United States was the mediator between Israel and Egypt. The deal was the United States will give Egypt $1 billion every single year if they promise to not fuck with Israel. They said, okay. That happened in the 70s. It's held ever since. Part of that deal is Egypt will not take any Palestinian refugees into Egypt. You keep them in Gaza in the West Bank. That's part of the deal. It's like top of the fucking list for Egypt is we're not taking any more Palestinian refugees. Top of the list. Jordan already has millions of Palestinian refugees from the war that they had with Israel. That's why they got displaced. They know those refugees from Palestinian refugees in Jordan been there since the 70s. They're not going back. Jordan knows if 2 million people from Gaza come to Jordan and Egypt, they're not going back. Regardless if Trump's successful at his job in the Riviera in the Middle East, beachfront property in Gaza.
They're not welcome back.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's wild.
He's like, I don't think you understand. I'm making permanent real estate here in Gaza.
That's crazy.
It's ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing. This is not me being hyperbolic. It's removing an entire population from an area in mass as a block is the definition of ethnic cleansing. That is what he's proposing, which is a crime against humanity, a war crime. So if he's successful in doing what he's proposing to do with Gaza, which I think he just came up with out of the blue, and then now it's like got to triple down on it because he said it out loud, even though it makes no fucking sense. Like, so you were like an isolationist, like against wars. Now you've like threatened to take over Panama, Canada, Gaza, Greenland.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here, dude. Did anybody vote for that? If an American troop dies in Gaza, if
an American troop dies in Greenland,
I'm just.
If someone gets shot in the Panama Canal,
does anybody die in Greenland? That's from not natural causes. I don't know.
I'm just saying that would be.
I'm just saying
it'd be the worst.
The block is hot in Gaza, bro. Why would we be putting American troops in a fucking snake pit of awfulness? Is insane. You destabilize the entire Middle East by flooding Egypt and Jordan with 2 million people. That's not going to go well. And that's breaking the peace agreement. What if Egypt and Israel go back to war, dude? I don't know. It's because that peace deal has been so successful that I don't think people realize that how fucked up shit could get. If Egypt and Israel no longer are holding down the peace talks.
Yeah, that's what I said about that whole region and with Israel is it's Egypt is they're surrounded by everybody that
Right.
doesn't want them
They
there.
get along because we pay them the fuck off. And
And
they need the money.
that's what I was saying before. Is it's like whenever you were saying that the Saudis were talking about investing and building up Gaza and turning it into something, and I was like, that's still a slippery slope because at the end of the day, the Saudis are still like, fuck Israel.
No.
Maybe not as much as everybody else,
No.
but you don't think so at all. You don't think there's anybody in the royal family that has a sentiment that would be, not that they would speak it into existence, obviously.
No, I don't. I really don't think it's like that. Like the mullahs over in the Islamic Republic of Iran, for sure, are anti-Semitic. You know,
Yeah.
fucking Muslim Nazis, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for sure. Saudi Arabia, they don't even believe their own bullshit. You know, at this point, they're just like
they're just swimming in money.
Yeah, Mohammed bin Salman is just
He's
like,
I don't care.
He's like, dude, I'm about to like just build a city like with AI.
He's watching Elon Musk and he's like,
yeah, like he's
like, this is the guy I need to be.
right. And then he's like, oh, like where is like the most state of the art technology in my region? Oh, it's coming out of Israel. Who's got the money in this region? Oh, it's Israel. Maybe I should like stop being like a fucking like idiot and like get along with these people for my own benefit. Like that's all it is. You know, it's like it's like Jewish, whatever the fuck.
It's
you know, it's like we all know that Elon Musk is obviously an anti-Semite, but you know, he's like gonna go hang out with Bibi Netanyahu. It's like they can like have this cognitive dissonance of like, yeah, fuck the Jews, but I mean, whatever, we'll like hang out with them, like, you know.
I'm the richest man in the world. He's a prince. This guy chopped somebody up in an embassy, man. Like,
Well, that's what, yeah, Mohammed bin Salman, yeah.
How could you not want to hang out with him?
Oh, Trump dreams of chopping up a fucking journalist from the Washington Post in a fucking embassy.
Yeah.
Like that's his like wet dream, dude.
I got Don Lemon.
That's how you get his little mushroom penis moist.
Don Lemon. Take a seat. Have you seen Dexter before? It's one of my favorite shows. A lot of people say I remind them of Dexter.
I'm not kidding.
One of the best compliments I've ever
Somebody
gotten.
said that to me, and this chick with a tattoo of a bowl. It's a bowl filled with 5 dicks tattooed on her body. Told me that I remind her of Dexter.
Okay. It's
like,
comforting. She's like, you remind me of Dexter. Want to stay the night? Like,
no,
oh.
well, kind of. She was like trying to like we almost positive that she was setting us up to get robbed. She like had a friend who happened to have a van that had the exact number of seats for me and the boys. If she wanted her to drive us back to the Airbnb where we had like $25,000 worth of like musical equipment. It was like it was real shady. Yeah, she's a Uber driver, my friend, but she said she'll come pick you guys up. I'm like, wait, so she's working right now and her job is to pick people up and make money from that, but she's going to stop doing that so she can come pick up us and take us specifically to our Airbnb? I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's shiesty.
Your big bag bullet dicks. She told me that she got banned from the casino in Joshua Tree because she was counting cards at blackjack and won $800,000.
That girl's on she's tweaking on something.
She's in the 5th round, bro. She's in the 5th round.
That bowl of dicks is tweaking, bro, for sure.
Like I'm telling you, like it I know Trump's a fucking idiot, but it's like out of every country in the world, like that you could suggest would take Palestinian refugees, the top 2 that definitely won't, and the 2 worst like countries that you could choose that would be like vehemently against it are Egypt and Jordan, and that's what he's trying to do. They wouldn't take anybody during this war. They put troops on the fucking border crossing at Egypt to make sure nobody came across.
Yeah.
Because they knew if one came, they weren't going to be able to stop it, dude. And Israel, like, I mean, allegedly was trying to make it unlivable in Gaza so that they would just, you know, not come back on their own accord. Like, you know, I mean, they say that that's not true, but.
Yeah, okay.
You tell me.
Yeah, okay.
You tell me, bro.
You tell me.
Yeah. How many 2,000-pound bombs do you need to drop on hospitals in Gaza's as big as Malibu, dude. It's like 20 miles like wide and 20 miles long. Like it's like literally Malibu. It's tiny, dude.
Yeah.
You just bombed it with like fucking 2,000-pound bombs for a year plus. That, yeah. But not because we were trying to like make it unlivable. Like we were letting all the food aid trucks in. Oh, that's right. They stopped doing that too, dude.
Yeah. We let them get people out. Oh no, wait, we dropped bombs on them as the innocent people were driving away. I forgot about that. That's why. Oh yeah, my bad. Spoke too soon, guys. Jeez. Long week. Elon's coming in town, by the way. Did you hear?
Oh, yeah, the Doge bags are here. Next article from Fortune magazine. I mean, this is the most predictable thing of all time, but here it is. Called it. Count it. Count it in the prediction column for Andy and Joseph. Thousands of investors in Trump's meme coin lost $2 billion in just weeks, while the family and its partners racked up $100 million in trading fees from Sasha Rogelberg. More than 813,000 crypto wallets have lost a total of $2 billion after buying President Donald Trump's meme coin, according to an assessment by Chain Analysis commissioned by the New York Times. Meanwhile, the Trump Organization and its partners gained $100 million in trading fees since its January 17th launch. Trump, $ Trump, that's like the symbol for fucking his dumb meme coin, has lost most of its value, which is now about $16 per share, down from its peak at 75. Less than 3 weeks after its release, President Donald Trump's meme coin has produced more losers than winners. For every dollar in trading fees the Trump crypto creators raked in, investors lost $20.
Damn.
God. Damn, dude. That's the most Trump thing I've ever heard. In order for me to make $1, I need you to lose 20. And we're going to do that 100 million times, okay? Fuck. A total of 813,294 wallets holding cryptocurrency lost money through ownership of Trump meme token shares in the 19 days since its launch, according to analysis by cryptocurrency forensics company Chain Analysis commissioned by the New York Times. The losses accumulated as users either held on to shares of the coin as its value plummeted, or because they sold shares at a loss, totaled about $2 billion. Meanwhile, trading has generated about $100 million in trading fees owed to the entities behind the coin, including the Trump Organization, according to the analysis from Merkle Science and Chain Analysis. However, the majority of it hasn't been cashed in. CIC Digital, an affiliate of the Trump Organization, and Fight LLC, which is owned by CIC, own about 80% of the coin. Though Trump is the owner of the private holding company behind his family's real estate, entertainment, and now crypto investments, he handed over the conglomerate's reins to his children ahead of the second presidential term. Trump previously resisted creating a blind trust or divesting from his businesses. Hold on, back the fuck up. He handed over to the kids. Guess what? The state of New York handed it over to a independent controller who works for the state of New York, because Donald Trump and his kids are not allowed to be in charge of the Trump Organization for the next 3 to 5 years. I forget if it's 3 or 5.
Yeah.
Because they committed so much fraud on the fucking people of the state of New York, got fined $550 million for their fraud, and can't be trusted to run their own fucking business. But he's such a good businessman, we should make him president, because that makes sense, even if it was true. Come on, guys. Okay, let's just launched on January 17, days before Trump's inauguration. Trump initially skyrocketed in value, peaking on January 19th at nearly 75 per share, with a market capitalization of more than $14.75 billion before crashing days later. Today, the meme coin hovers above 16 a share, with a market cap of $3.72 billion, about a quarter of its value at its apex. I think it's weird because like there is like I check that meme coin like maybe like once every other day just to see where it's been. Like the volume of trading is crazy, like billions of dollars like a day, like which like I didn't like I was talking to Iron Ape. He's like, yeah, it was like probably, or no, it was maybe my brother. My brother was like, oh, the reason why they launched the coin at 1 a.m. Eastern is because that's when the markets open in China. This whole thing was a China play. And I was like, it's not a China play. It's a whoever the fuck wants to pay me grift play. It's like, why would they like? Why does this have to be specifically Chinese? Like, would I be surprised if China was funneling money to Donald Trump through the meme coin? No. But would I be surprised if China was the only one? Of course. Like, what do you mean? Like, this thing is
Yeah.
like Trump. You know, Trump. Money is cash is fungible. He'll take it from anybody. Ask Putin.
Yeah.
Insane. And just want to, my shout out to my boy JR, no JK, over at the poker table, my Indian brethren who asked me to help him buy the meme coin, which I refused to do, and it lost 20% of its value within the 30 minutes of that conversation. And that was when it was worth 3 times as much as it is today.
Damn.
I know, dude. I couldn't believe that he was wanting to get it in. I mean, I maybe just heard the hype and he's like, oh.
Well, you got to get in, but you got to get in when no one else does. Because if you
not on this.
no, if you bought Trump coin, and you had like 10,000 of them when they were $1, and
They were never $1.
What would they start out at?
Look real quick.
Oh, it looks like maybe like no, it's like $16 almost, based off of the chart. So, but if you bought a bunch at 16 and sold it at 75 later, or so yeah, 74, 75-ish later that day, you made some money. There's some people who made some money off of it, and then they got the fuck out.
Yeah. Oh yes, I guess $6. Yeah, you're right.
So
6.29 it opened, but I mean, it immediately went to 75.
yeah, so if you bought a shit ton right at the beginning and caught it,
Yeah, you would have to have known when they were like releasing it, so you'd have to be like, your last name has to be like fucking Trump. Like that's what I was trying to tell him. I was like, if you knew this was like launching and you bought it like as soon as it did, okay, but like getting in like 4 days later,
no.
I think. Yeah, I was like, dude, like the party's over. I was like, this thing, like, it doesn't do anything. Like, there is no like,
Yeah, on the 20th, it launched
use case
on the
for this.
18th, and then it jumped up, and then by the what was it? By the 20th, it was down to 33, and then it went back up to 44, and then now it's just been on a gradual decline.
Yeah. Yeah, so the volume is down a lot because I guess like because there isn't as much of a market cap anymore. But so like, yeah, the volume today was like 800 million.
Damn.
It got exchanged, but this shit was in the billions. So it's like my brother's like, it's China. It's like, dude, this shit, like billions of this shit is getting traded at all times. It's like it's I don't know. But when like right now, it's like they said it's like hovering around 16, and it seems like that could be the floor. That could just be like that could be the foreign money that came in, and they're just gonna park it there. And they don't give a fuck about the price because it was just here's the money.
It's a conduit to just get a funnel of money.
100%. It's like he was like, why am I doing the Donald Trump stock on that's regulated by the FTC? When I could just go do crypto, which is just a blatant fucking, scheme, grift, bullshit, and unregulated. And we don't have to worry about it getting regulated in the future because I'm in charge of that now.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's just get straight to the, because that's exactly what they did with the meme coin is what they were trying to do with the fucking Trump stock, the True Social shares, Like that company that makes no money, it loses hundreds of millions of dollars a year and only brings in like $5 million in revenue. That's not profit. That's just like they just got $5 million total. Meanwhile, they're spending hundreds of millions on the back end.
Yeah.
And somehow that shit was worth billions, but quickly he could get sued and hardcore through like the through just like laws that we have with like securities and shit, but with crypto there is none. That's why I feel like comfortable like talking about Christ coin, being like it's like it's just, I'm not promising it does anything, and I don't even, it doesn't even matter anymore.
But you gotta believe, man.
Like, did anybody think like actually the Hawk Tuah chick was gonna get in trouble for like pulling the rug on you fucking idiots for buying her? Like, no. Trump's like, yo, dude, did you see how much money she made? Why aren't we doing this?
Be the Hawk Tuah bitch.
We're only 3 more days till I'm president. We have to do it. Like, it's stupid world, man. Rules don't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you didn't lose your ass on the Trump meme coin. All we do is buy winners over here at Talk Shit or Get Off the Pod. Never lost our ass on a meme coin. I've talked people out of buying Nvidia stock. I talked the Tiger out of buying GameStop before the big day because he was telling me, I'm like, what the fuck, GameStop? I said, you don't want to buy that. What's that company even do anymore? I didn't know like about the short squeeze and all that. And then also the baggage handler was asking me about Nvidia, and I was like, nah, because I did read up on it. I was like, they make fucking chips for like gamers, dude. Fucking overpriced. Shit's like up like 3,000% since then.
That guy thinks about you every day.
I hope he does. Fucking baggage handler. That's why you're the baggage handler, bro.
Damn.
All right.
That was like his Goodwill Hunting moment, and you blew it for him.
Well, fuck him, dude. He went on an American Airlines short. I gave him the tip. He went on it without me, so I branded him the baggage handler. I bought an American Airlines ticket just to fuck with his short to Milan from New York. I've never even been in New York. I did print out an American Airlines ticket from New York to Milan, and he brought it to his desk and told him I bought it to fuck with his short, and he believed me.
He's like, you're crazy.
He said, fuck you. I'm like, fuck you. You don't ever go on a short without me. It wasn't a short. It was like put options. Just if for those, Wall Street bros. Fortune magazine, final article. Chris Morris. Japanese tech company offers hangover leave to attract workers. A Japanese tech company lets workers drink on the job and offers hangover leave. The unusual recruiting strategy is luring Gen Z workers. I thought Gen Z didn't even drink anymore. And there has been zero turnover despite very low salaries. A night of excess is usually not a valid excuse for taking a day off. Your boss might not have a problem with you having a good time the night before, but they definitely have some thoughts when it impacts your performance the next morning. A Tokyo tech company, however, is willing to let that hangover slide. In fact, it will even let you take some time off to gobble aspirin and chug Alka-Seltzer. Trust Ring Co., based in Osaka, is taking a markedly different approach to recruitment, offering not only hangover leave to prospective Gen Z employees, but also offering them a drink during the workday, with both a beer tap and a selection of other spirits in the office. The company says it has had no turnover in the past 3 years. No turnover? Are these slaves, bro? Yeah. Blink twice if you guys are okay, or need help. Like,
we drink the juice.
Turnover.
The juice makes us sleepy.
Yeah, not one of your Gen Z Japanese kids got too drunk and did something like in 3 years to get let go. No turnover. Get the fuck out of here. Bro. Yeah. That's how I know you're lying. Despite not paying much more than the minimum wage. The policies come as competition for workers in Japan becomes fiercer as the birth rate in the country falls. Offering a work environment that is more appealing to younger applicants is one way to stand out. The hangover leave doesn't necessarily mean you take the entire day off to swear that you are never ever drinking again. Workers who are supposed to report at 9 a.m., however, can saunter in at noon and not face repercussions. Workers make 222,000 yen per month, which is the equivalent of just under $17,500 per year in the U.S. Our salary is set just over minimum wage, and we can't use a lot of money, so they're free to do what they want. The CEO told Kansai TV. I think it's a good idea to have more enjoyable working environment. Roughly 60 people currently work at the company. It's a bad call, bro. It's a bad call. Like Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel, when he first launched his late night show, they had a bar for the audience, free drinks, and then it was like week 2, people were just shit faced, and they had to like shut it down. And like I actually went and saw a live taping of Jimmy Kimmel. It's like you walk past the bar, but like it's no bar anymore. It's like yeah, that shit sounds like a good idea. My ex, they put in beer taps at her office at this. It was a S&P 500 company, and then they had to put restrictions on it, like where it's like then the kegs were like locked up till like 4 o'clock. I was like, oh yeah, that's good. Everybody drink right before you get in your cars to drive home. Okay, it's just I like the spirit of like letting people like do
You got to be careful with that because, like,
exactly. I'm telling you, like it sounds nice. It's
you're
like communism. It sounds good on paper.
you're creating an environment that allows for people to do stuff like that, and they feel like they can do that, or like the repercussions shouldn't be as severe. Like one of the biggest mistakes you can make in leadership is like trying to worry about being liked and being cool. And it sounds like this company wants to be liked and wants to be cool. It's like, yeah, you can have a beer. Yeah, come in late. We don't care. But, like, if you got a deadline.
That's not a long-term strategy at all. I mean, maybe you could pull it off with, like, only 60 people total in the company and Japanese culture. You like, might be able to.
Yeah, it sounds like these guys. But if you work there, you have a second job.
Yeah. Maybe.
They're only paying you 17. They're paying the equivalent of salary, minimum wage for a year. So, I mean, they said we don't make a lot. I mean, like, the company doesn't make a whole bunch. They can't spend a whole bunch. So I'm sure a lot of them have second gigs. They're not working like an American 40-hour work week.
So, right, second gigs, or like maybe like they're like artists or something.
Yeah.
That like they don't necessarily make money on it, but they get time to do it.
So for young people, that'd be a good job to like still have that environment, be able to do that, build up some sort of like repertoire and experience with a company while you're young. So that all sounds great, but then you just throw like you can show up whenever the fuck you want. It's a little wild.
Right. Yeah, and it's written policy, so it's like not only am I showing up hungover 3 hours late.
Dare you, Randy?
I'm
write me up,
fuck
Randy.
Yourself if you ask.
Yeah, I dare you to write me up, Randy. Dude, I fucking dare you, dude. It's in the handbook. I read that whole fucking thing. Hate you, Randy. You're a shitty boss. God.
Yeah. I mean, when I drank, I drank on the job, but it wasn't permitted.
Well, that makes it more exciting. Then it's like, oh, I shouldn't be.
But I mean, I was a professional drinker. You know what I'm saying? I was a heavyweight.
True. Big timer heavyweight. Well, that's it for articles, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any deep poetic words for us? Anything we should be on the lookout for?
No.
Well,
a war in the Democratic People's Republic of the Congo, backed by Rwanda. It's popping off. Little genocide sprinkled in. Already got the civil war in Sudan that we don't talk about enough. Oh, since our last recording, 2 new countries. Argentina. Ooh, shout out, yo, President Javier Milei. Hey, Daddy, you could bring that chainsaw down to L.A. anytime if you want to be a guest on the pod. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Their crazy-ass president.
Yeah, he's just like,
Yeah. He's just like a but he is getting some shit done in Argentina.
Yeah, Elon's obsessed with him.
Yeah, see, that's like a little obnoxious. But, like, unlike, like, Trump and Elon and whatever the fuck, like, this guy is like, yeah, like loud and like obnoxious and shit, but like he's like an economist and like actually is like participating in governing, you know what I'm saying? Like, whereas like Trump is like has no interest in doing the job. He just like
read it to me.
is ones that don't even read it. Like, are you fucking read it? Show
Yeah.
me the fucking picture.
Well, as always, we appreciate y'all watching, listening. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, follow, tweet, Tumble, Flickr, Pinterest, whatever. We appreciate you guys. And yeah, just be good to each other. Let's get it. It's a new year. Eagles are Super Bowl champs. Suck my dick.
I was
God damn.
just about to say, like, have you ever seen two Eagles fans be more toned down? Like, I mean, but we just won a fucking Super Bowl 2 days ago,
Yeah,
dude.
but eat shit.
Hey, go Birds. Go fuck
Go
yourself.
Birds. Yeah. But stay out of trouble. Be safe. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. And as always, don't forget to go fuck yourselves.
Shout it.